Hi, nice to see you again. Hello.
Morning.
How are you doing?
So we have vectors here, and we're doing this today because we had a request.
A request from Louis S. Nice to know you're watching, Louis. This is for you.
So we're going to do sort of foundation level, and then when we move on to higher, we'll let you know. Okay, so here we're starting nice and simple. We have a vector. We have the vector A, okay, and we see vectors in different parts of maths. We see them in their own subject, but we also see them in translations. Now, when we see them in translations, you are given a column vector and you are asked to move the shape in a certain direction. Now, this vector goes along 2 and it goes up 3.
Okay.
Okay, so it goes 2 to the right and it goes up 3. So, if that was in a column vector, that would be the vector
2, 3.
3. Okay.
+2, +3.
+3 because it's going to the +2 because it's going to the right, and +3 because it's going up.
If it was negative, we're going back.
Left
and down.
Down. Okay. Now, vectors can be scaled up. They can get bigger, but also moving in the same direction. So, if I drew the vector 2a, that would go 4 to the right.
Should we add it onto that one? Or?
Oh yeah.
No, you could do that.
I think I can fit it in. I think I can fit it in. 4 to the right and 6 up. Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not very straight, but you know.
It's a bit like picking this up and putting it there.
Yeah,
and then picking this up and putting it on top.
So this is actually the vector 2a.
2 times that. 2 of
Two lots, and therefore it would have the column vector 4, 6. Okay. This is just the basic understanding of vectors. We could also have a vector b. Now, what would be the vector, the column vector for that vector?
Okay, so we're still travelling 1, 2, 3, 4 in the x direction, so we're definitely going to be a 4.
Yeah.
But this time we're travelling down 2, so -2.
Beautiful, okay? And you can see how different it is to the vector A, and we use our column vectors to describe them as well as having them as a picture.
Could we put this one and this one together?
Oh, do we want to?
No, we don't need to, because we could just do this.
Oh. Wowzers. Okay, and then if we were going to follow the vector A plus B, okay, if we were to add these two vectors together, we would get the answer of 2 plus 4, which is 6, and 3 plus minus 2, which is 1. So it would be 6, 1. So if that's going from along there, and then along there, we're going to get the vector of A plus B, which is 6 along and 1 up, which is exactly what we wanted.
6 along, 1 up. Beautiful.
So we can go vector A and vector B, so add the vectors and you get 6, 1, but also if you draw the diagram, you also can see that that is 6 along and 1 up.
Good.
Beautiful stuff.
Happy with all that?
Happy with all of that.
Well, we see the best thing to do, probably, is to just...
that was very slick. Okay, so...
I'll try.
They can give you, if they gave you the vectors, and let's give you 2 new random vectors, they could ask you to do a lot of different things with them, okay? In a nice simple foundation question. They might say, add them.
Yep.
They might say, scale them up.
Yep.
And they might combine all of that into one question for you, okay? So they work just like it says.
Should we freeze
not
it? Let people have a little go?
Yeah, have a little go.
We'll be back. And
we're back. So we've got here 2 minus 1 plus minus 5, 6.
2 plus and a minus is a minus, so 2 take away 5 is -3, and then -1 plus 6 is just
going to be 5. Beautiful. If we're just going to scale up our vector, we are just going to multiply it by 2 and we write it like that. Sometimes you might see it like that and therefore you get 6 minus 3. It's just timesing it by 3. And
Lovely.
the final one,
Oh, going to need to do both bits there, aren't we?
might just,
Should we give ourselves a little bit of room? Lovely.
we're going to get 4 times 2 minus 1 minus, got to be very careful there,
I'm going to step back so everyone can see
2
it. In a second.
minus 5,
6.
6. And if you just step back and Mr. Casey
That's what
scrolls
we do.
down, lovely
Okay.
stuff.
Multiply first, 2 fours are 8, minus 4. Okay, and then we're going to put the minus in. And then 2 minus 5s, minus 10.
10.
And 2 6s are 12.
Lovely. And be careful because you've still got that minus there. So it's 8 minus minus 10, which is 8 plus 10.
18.
And you've got minus 4 minus 12, which is minus 16.
16, that's tricky.
And that is basically where it gets. Now we can go one step further with the foundation, which we're going to do next. I'm just going to erase all of that. Is everyone happy at home with that?
Go.
So, they might give you something really simple to do. I think I might need that straight, isn't it? And then,
Do you want that up?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just so not very good.
That's good enough. Should we label the corners?
Label the corners.
A, B, and C.
And give ourselves some vectors here. I'm going to point that in that direction. Okay, now in a nice simple foundation question, it might say to you, find AB with that arrow on top.
Ah, so that is saying, and I like to imagine this as if this is roads, some of which are open and some of which are closed. So I'm thinking, okay, if I'm in town A and I want to get to town B, I could go along this road because it's open. If I'm in town C and I want to get to town B, I can go along this road because it's open. If I went the opposite direction, it would be minus B. I want to go from A to C, but the road is closed, so I need another route. I think that's.
I was going easy first.
Are you going easy first?
I was literally going so simple, but I'm gonna, so that would just be what Mr. Casey explains. A to B is just A. I'm now gonna give him
Find A to C.
something a little bit more difficult.
Thank
which
you.
is where he was
That's
at.
not where I was at. Okay, so I'm going along here, but the road is closed, but it's okay because I know a different route, so I'm going to follow this route and then come down. But I'm going to need to obey these rules and look at the arrows. So to go from A to B, it's going to be A, and then to go from B to C, it's going to be minus B. Still going to be B, but the negative version because of the arrow.
Nice and
Done.
simple.
Okay.
Okay, I'm happy with that one.
Is that where foundation finishes, you think? I think it pretty much is.
Yeah, I don't think it gets much more complicated.
We could label it, couldn't we? We could even have gone.
Yeah, we can now show that that is A. Okay. Lovely.
Good.
Right, we're going to have to go difficult now.
Yeah. Higher.
Higher
Slightly
stuff.
more difficult.
So,
Similar.
I'm going
You're
with the
gonna, straight pens.
Straight
Here we go.
pens.
Straight pens.
Whew.
We couldn't find any fruit today that no fruit. No fruit. What is that?
It's a lemon.
Is that a lemon sip?
Couldn't get any lemons, so we went with lemon sip. He's not straightened that.
Oh, what have you done?
He's not straightened it. It's quite.
That's annoying, isn't it?
Quite upsetting.
I'll straighten that one though.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
undo. Just undo it. There you go.
Okay, let's go with some colour.
Lovely.
We've got A, B, C,
M. Is it a midpoint?
Yeah, that's what I was
Shall I
going
write
for.
that down?
Yeah.
M is
The midpoint of B,
midpoint.
C.
B.
I think that's
Find. I'm gonna say find AM.
Yeah.
Because as we should know if we're doing higher, in order to find AM, we're probably going to need BC first.
Yeah.
Or CB, I don't really mind which way.
No.
Should we go alphabetical?
Yeah, let's
BC?
go alphabetical.
So we need to do a step first. It doesn't say find BC, but we're going to need to find BC.
Because
in
we're
order
going to
to find.
eventually have to establish what that is, or
Yeah.
what that is.
Yeah.
So if we find BC first, when you're doing vectors, it's really important to label what you are doing. Okay, so to go from B to C, you would have to go from B to A. So you need to. It's kind of like what Mr. Casey was saying about going on roads. If you were going to go on a journey, you'd plan your journey first. So we've got B to A plus A
to C.
to C. And then we look at our vectors and we decide what that is. So to go from B to A, that's minus A. Got to have an underlining there.
Oh, sorry.
And then to go from A to C,
My
it's
phone
got
was
to be
going.
minus B.
There we go.
Okay, and there is our vector for BC. So we've got that now. We know what this is and we can label it if we want to. Now, a midpoint means halfway. So we want half of BC to find from B to M. So we're going to plan our route now for A to M.
Okay. So I'm thinking I'm going to go AB, because that looks nice and simple.
Yeah.
AB.
And then
I'm going to have to add B to M. Oh, my phone keeps going off.
Someone
my apologies.
desperately needs you.
One of my
A
daughters.
to B is A.
Excellent.
And then from B to M, it's going to be half my BC. Actually, I'm just going to just go back.
Oh.
Because I think it's quite important, actually, to write
you want the
that
half, sorry.
step first. Just, I messed up again. just to
Yeah.
really.
Being pedantic, but
I am.
we like pedantic.
See, that's
Can we all see that? I'm going to read that. Equals A plus half and then bracket minus B minus A.
Could you just give me a bit more space there?
What, you mean, could I do that?
Yeah.
You happy?
Yeah, I'm just going to come over here.
Ooh.
Because I am a little bit, I like to have everything written properly. So here, I'm going to expand. So I'm going to have A plus a half.
Properly as in making that not look like a 9, you mean? Just say it. There you are, that looks better.
Now that's gone.
There
So we're going to have plus minus a half B minus a half A.
Could you explain how you got that?
I expanded.
Did you?
Yeah.
Talk to Louis, just to make sure he knows.
So Louis, we just did a half times minus B and a half times minus A.
Half times minus B is minus half B, and a half times minus A is minus half A. Okay.
Now, the A's can simplify with the A's. So we've got 1A minus a half A, which is just
half
a half A. And then I have my minus
a half
B. And if I wanted to be even better, I could factor out my half. Just to make it nice.
Correct. Okay.
Beautiful.
Correct, both correct. This has just been a bit pedantic with this last little bit, but that's we would accept both of those, Louis. Both of those are good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we want to make it even harder?
Should we have a ratio, 2/5 or something?
Yeah, let's go
2 to
for
5.
that.
Let's do,
No.
Should we just do this without like a blank sheet of paper? Because you know what, in the exam,
yeah, you don't get squares.
You don't get squares. So here's some lines. So let's go. Oh dear. Big enough? And we're going to go. Label. Oh. A, B, D, C.
Very nice.
And I'm going to say that BD to DC
is in the ratio
of
2 to 3.
2 to 3.
Okay, so that means we've got 5 parts there. Now, when I get stuck in, I like to first of all convert my ratio into a fraction. I don't know about you, Mr. Mason.
Whilst you're still thinking, I'm just going to give you 2 little vectors.
Oh yeah, definitely need those.
This is going to be 2A plus 3B. And this is going to be A minus. Ooh, I don't like A minus B. As I'm
Very nice.
okay. Thank you.
So, take this information straight away, okay? And you want to put it on your diagram, okay? So, the way I work it is I go, okay, I've got 5 parts, okay? 2 parts here and 3 parts there. So that is 2 out of 5 and 3 out of 5. And I like to write that down straight away just so I stop thinking about ratios and I start thinking about fractions. So,
Beautiful.
we want to find AD. We've got to find our way there. So, AD. To get from A to D, I'm thinking about my route to begin with.
Yep.
I'm going to have to go AB, then B, then B, D. Okay?
We're going to need to know this, aren't we?
We're going to have to work out BC to begin with.
Yep.
That's my plan, but I'm first of all going to have to find this one. Now, to get from there to there.
Okay, so I'm starting here. I'm thinking I want to go there. Road's closed. You know what? I'm going to go down here.
Yep.
And then along here.
Beautiful.
So I'm going to go against the arrow. So I'm going to write that, but I'm going to change all the signs. So
Correct.
minus 4A plus B. Now I'm here. Now I'm going with the arrow. So I'm just going to write all of this down. So plus 2A plus 3B.
Which lends me to
Should we simplify that?
minus 2A
So minus 2A
plus 4B. And I've got my vector of BC, which now means I can come back to my original plan and find BD.
Okay.
So, to get from A to D, I need to first find AB, which is nice and easy because that's already there. Plus, I'm going to need to find 2/5 of BC, which we've just worked out.
Extension?
Please.
Just a little extension so we can still see it.
Got that. And I'm just going to bracket everything off because I want everything really clear to me. 2/5 of what we've just found. Beautiful.
A step back, make sure people can see that.
Everyone happy with that?
A lot of working out going on, but it's nice and stepped through, including this Cheeseman special, making it clear.
Now we're going to expand and simplify. So I'm going to leave this guy over here. And I'm going to expand here. So I've got 2/5 times minus 2. So I'm going to be doubling this, but it's going to be becoming negative. So it's going to be minus 4/5 A.
Because 2/5 times 2 is 4/5.
2/5 times positive 4. So this is a positive. It's going to be 8
of those because you've got 2/5 and then you've got 4 lots of 2/5, which is 8/5.
It kind of went a bit crazy.
That's because my shadow went over it.
Yeah.
Do you want me to just clear that up a little
Yeah,
bit?
just clear it up, sort it out a little bit.
Happy
Now, you can use your calculators here. I'm going to urge you not to. I'm going to urge you to have a bit of a go with fractions.
We need to have a go with this, don't we?
So,
do
what
the
you
A's
want
first,
to do,
because the A's are easy.
what you want to do, okay, and I'm going to go quite deep into the fractions here, is you've got these over 5, you're not going to be able to get rid of those, okay, so you need to put these two over 5. Now 4 over 5 is 20 over 5, because it's 20 divided by 5 is 4, okay, and then we're going to have minus is 1b, so we know after our mixed number video that's 5 over 5.
Excellent.
Now I've got everything in fifths. Now this is something I encourage my year 12s to do, because they actually get a calculator in every one of their exams, but I do think it's really important
They need to be able to do this.
to think of your fractions. So now it's nice and easy.
20/5
minus
16/5.
16/5.
Okay.
Minus 5 plus 8
is 3.
So it's
Plus
going to be
3/5 of B.
B.
Now we can simplify this and leave that, can't we? Yep. 16/5 is 3 1/5.
Yeah.
Yep. So we could put 3 1/5 A and 3/5 B.
See, that's correct. That's correct.
You're going to do it a different way, aren't you? You're going to do, oh yeah. You're going to factorise
I'm
it
going to
out.
factorise out the fifth.
Beautiful.
All correct. No matter what way you did it. It might ask you on a really kind of tricky higher paper, it might ask for it in a certain form, and therefore you might have to aim for one of those, but it'd be obvious to you by the time you got to that point.
Look out for the questions that say show that as well,
Yeah.
because if it's a show that question, it will probably be looking for this, and you'll get to one of these and then maybe not be able to take that other step. So remember to factorise out.
Especially if you use your calculator for this adding, you may end up getting a decimal out, and therefore you won't be seeing.
That's why we don't like calculators, we much prefer fractions. Fractions are accurate, decimals aren't.
I think that's the height of vectors there.
That's pretty good. Hopefully, Louis, that explained it to you.
Hopefully
watch
you
it several
love that.
times, because we did get quite complicated quite quickly. And we'll see you.
On Show My Homework, this is Monday's lesson, so on Show My Homework for you there is a higher pack and a foundation pack. They're clearly labelled, so you choose which one for you.
It's not Tuesday's lesson.
Oh, this is Tuesday's lesson.
Tuesdays. Mondays, we've just done Mondays, that's why we're still dressed the same. Not that we're wearing the same clothes. Tuesday.
Enjoy.
See you Wednesday. Bye.